Hello, students. Welcome to the 8th chapter Civil Disobedience Movement, Standard 8, Subject History. Now, before we start with our new lesson, we need to understand that in the earlier lesson we had learnt about non-cooperation movement. And in the last part of the non-cooperation movement, we had learnt that Indians had some resolutions that were not passed. We had even asked for dominant status, that is, to create self governing bodies under the British Crown, and then later we asked for Purna Swaraj, that is, total independence. And in that, it was quoted that if the British government will not accept our demand, then we will start with our next movement, that is, civil disobedience movement. Now, as our demands were not fulfilled by the British government, we went on to our next movement. So, let's understand the civil disobedience movement. Now, as the Purna Swaraj resolution was passed in the Lahore session, Mahatma Gandhiji decided that now the time has come to launch the civil disobedience movement. Before beginning this movement, Gandhiji put up various demands in front of the British government. Now, the very first demand that he had put forth in front of the British government was that salt tax should be cancelled and monopoly of the British government for manufacturing of salt. That time, even for salt, Indians had to pay tax, and moreover, the British government had monopoly for manufacture of salt. Now, monopoly means the sole ownership of a company. Now, the manufacture of salt can also be done by Indians. That is, people staying near the coastal areas knew how to make salt. But as British government had monopoly power, Indians had no gain or profit. So Indians were a bit angry for this reason. So Mahatma Gandhiji put forth two demands. But the demand for cancellation of salt tax and monopoly power of British government were not accepted. They were rejected by the British government. So Gandhiji decided to launch Satyagraha all over India by breaking the Salt Act. Now, as salt is an important ingredient in the food of common people, so it was considered as an unjust act to impose tax on essential commodities. Therefore, Gandhiji started the Salt Satyagraha, as he thought that salt is required by all. It is very basic commodity, and Britishers imposing tax on salt is very wrong. So Salt Satyagraha was considered as very symbolic. Now the objective behind it was to break the harsh, that is oppressive treatment and unjust laws of the British government through peace and Satyagraha. Non-violence was the main principle of Gandhiji, so he announced, "We will fight peacefully only." Gandhiji selected a seashore named Dandi in Gujarat to begin the Salt Satyagraha. So on 12th March 1930, Gandhiji set out from Sabarmati Ashram, and with him 78 followers joined him for launching this Salt Satyagraha. And for this, Gandhiji had covered 385 kilometers on foot to reach Dandi. And while on the way, Gandhiji delivered speeches in the villages. And as he was moving more and more towards Dandi, followers were increasing day by day. With his speeches, Gandhiji told people not to be scared and come forward and join the civil disobedience movement. So now how will they break the Salt Act? Now monopoly means single power, and it also meant that no one can pick up salt from the coast, and anybody who does this is going to face severe punishment. So what did Gandhiji decided? We will go to the sea coast and pick up the salt and make Britishers realize that we Indians are going to take some matters in our hand. And he even suggested on all the things prohibitions are made by the Britishers, we have to break them. On 5th April 1930, Gandhiji reached Dandi, and on 6th April, Gandhiji broke the Salt Act by picking up the salt laying on the seashore of Dandi. And from this, civil disobedience movement started all over the country. Now one will be thinking only Salt Act was broken. What was a great deal about it? But it was a great deal as everyone were joining. The whole country was standing against Britishers, and this unity of people frightened the Britishers. Civil means people. Disobedience means that we are not going to listen and follow British government. So the movement started all over the country, and this movement first started with Peshawar Satyagraha. Now the northwest frontier, that is the entire Punjab, Haryana, Kashmir area. From here, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan was the most loyal follower of Mahatma Gandhi ji. He was also known as Frontier Gandhi. He had started an organization called Khudai Khidmatgar. So on 23rd April 1930, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan started Satyagraha at Peshawar. So the Peshawar town for nearly a week were in the hands of Satyagrahis. That is, the town was in total control of the Satyagrahis. Now the British government got very angry due to this, so they gave orders to the Garhwal regiment to open fire on the Satyagrahis. Every army has a regiment. So in Peshawar, the Britishers had Garhwal regiment. So they ordered the Garhwal regiment to open fire on the Satyagrahis. But Chandra Singh Thakur, who was an officer of Garhwal regiment, refused. He did not accept the order to open fire. He said he will not fire on unarmed common man. Unarmed means the Satyagrahis were not carrying weapons. So the Britishers court-martialed Chandra Singh Thakur for not obeying the British government's order. He was even severely punished. Now court-martial is like a military court where army people are punished. And the Britishers had even come in face of such a difficult situation where Gandhiji had launched this Satyagraha. So they were very angry at the same time and was not able to find any solution. As all over India, Indians had started not to follow Britishers and their unjust rules. Now, as usual in this chaos, Britishers did the same thing that it always did. On 4th May 1930, Gandhiji was arrested, and all over the country, suppressive measures were undertaken to get it under normal situation. But this time it was not possible. Still, protests against Britishers were going on all over the country due to the arrest of Mahatma Gandhiji. Indians had got very angry this time. And in such situation, Britishers were not coming to any conclusion as to how solve this outbreak. Now the next Satyagraha was the Solapur Satyagraha. In this Satyagraha, mill workers were on the forefront. As in Solapur, there are many mills. So on 6th May 1930, a hartal was observed as Satyagraha. In this, a huge procession, that is a large group, were gathered to organize hartal in Solapur. And to suppress this hartal, the district collector gave orders of firing on the procession. Many volunteers along with Shankar Shivdare died in the firing. And when this incident happened, many people started attacking police stations, railway station, courts, municipal buildings, etc. They got very angry. So the government declared martial law to suppress the agitation. Now martial law means army is invaded in the region where the huge protesters are needed to be controlled. Now those who took lead in this movement, such as Malappa Dhanashetty, Shri Krishna Sarda, Qurban Hussain and Jagannath Shinde, they were hanged to death by the British government. These were also among our freedom fighters who died fighting against the unjust rules of the Britishers. Till now, we learnt after non-cooperation movement, Gandhiji launched Satyagraha movement in India, that is civil disobedience movement. So today we understood about 3 topics in civil disobedience movement, that is Salt Satyagraha, Peshawar Satyagraha and Solapur Satyagraha. In our next session, we will study more about the Satyagraha and more about civil disobedience movement. Thank you.